tried them all. I've tried them all. And so, you know, when you hear about a new skin line, you think, okay, why did LifeVantage decide to go with TrueScience? Well, what is the largest organ in our body? It's our skin. And so now we've been given the same Nerve2 technology and a skincare line that nobody else has, which is very, very exciting. And then we talk about TrueScience and the skincare regimen being the Protandim and Nerve2 technologies, and it helps skin repair and rejuvenate itself. It reduces lines, wrinkles, droopy eyelids, tones, smooths, moisturizes, and it is scientifically proven. And it is the most scientifically proven system in the world. Nobody else can say that. Nobody else has the opportunity to, you know, to have access to this like we do as distributors for LifeVantage. Here are some before and after pictures. Did you all see any of these? No? Okay. These are some before and after pictures. Okay. And if you can see here, these results were taken by individuals that actually had nothing to do with LifeVantage. They were not distributors. They didn't even know what products they were using. There was 80 plus women, and it was a 2-month study. And what they found was they had product X. Here, try this, you know. And they took their pictures at day 0, and you can see the crease, the labial crease and the labial fold. You can see all the pores in her skin and all the little hair, so you know that the pictures were not enhanced. Then here we are at day 56, and you can see a significant improvement in the labial fold. Then we have, here we have the upper eyelid, the droopy eyelids that start happening to us at our 40s. And then the crow's feet, actually, are lovely smile lines. And again here, day 0, day 56. But I know that they didn't focus so much on the darkness and the hyperpigmentation in this particular picture, but you can even see improvement. You can see the labial, the eyelid crease there, and here it is significantly almost nothing on day 56. These particular pictures are of gentlemen because a lot of times they think women are the only ones that can benefit from a skincare line, but so can men. And if my husband were here, he would also have his testimony, coaching for 30 years and being out in the sun, and how much TrueScience has helped him. These are actually distributors, and I left their names there so that if, for those of us who are on the LifeVantage page, want to look them up to learn a little bit more about how they're doing with our company as well, and the results that they've had. But here's day 1, and this was 30 days. And you know what I found? That the more and more gentlemen that use it, they actually get the fastest results in 30 days more than us women. Why is that?
You don't worry that much.
I know, and the results are like this. I'm like, how fair is that?
So it's instead of 30 days for us, maybe we're gonna 60 days.
Yes. Yeah. This particular picture is of Gordon Dickey, and I know when we see the picture, I don't know if y'all have seen it before, he actually only used the regimen on half of his face. And you can see that on this side. You can see the right side and the difference between the right and the left, and he did that with purpose. He did that to show, and according to some of our upline distributors, people that know him and see him, mentioned that he had gone somewhere and somebody asked him when he had had his stroke because it looked like he actually had a stroke. Right? Right. So, but his results, these results, it didn't come out here, I apologize, but they were in 60 days. 60. Mm-hmm. So then we've had people often ask us, so I added this slide on the ingredients, remember last time, so I went ahead and added this. You see? So I got it, I'm catering it to our facial parties. I'm working on it.
Good job.
So this particular one mentions all the ingredients, and we can, at the time that we're having the presentation, we can let our guests kind of read through it, snapshot it with their phone, whatever they want to do. You know, without you having to pass out or print anything, you can say, okay, go ahead and snapshot this slide and talk about it if you want to or need to. But really, you know, there's really no need to elaborate because everything tells what their purposes are there. And then it just tells us about the botanical you know, extracts and the ingredients. So, any questions on this? Is this okay?
Yes.
Okay. Then, of course, I did add, I went ahead and talked about, because we show the video, the primetime video, and we have the Life Lab, just to mention again Dr. McCord and to remember, and just how exciting it is that he's actually the last individual who has been awarded this Elliott Preston Medal, which is huge. And I think that we don't recognize that as much as we should, you know? I mean, we know, we hear it, we know about his 40 years of research, we know, we hear that he is, you know, the co-discoverer of SOD and all of the, I mean, we're here today because of him. And thank you, Dr. McCord. But just to, you know, to emphasize the fact that he is right up there with Alexander Graham Bell and Orville Wright, you know, Henry Ford, you know, Curie, that's the antibiotics, you know, it's just amazing what we have here. And I think that this kind of, when you see it, it almost helps you wrap your head around really how amazing this product is. So that's why I went ahead and left this one. It was there in another presentation that was taken out, but I went ahead and left it there. And then we talked a little bit about Protandim, and to remind you that, you know, antioxidants, do you want to take them or make them? Really simple question, and I think that that's one of the things as distributors that we just need to focus, because they say, oh, well, I take this and I take that, and, you know, I cook with turmeric and I do this, and they'll tell you those things. And you say, great, good, you know, keep doing it. But we have an, do you mind if I share the story of my distributor's husband?
Yeah.
I have a distributor who, her husband is an attorney. And when we first introduced B to Protandim, she had a lot of faith in it. But her husband decided he wanted to reinvent the wheel and create his own Protandim, not understanding about the synergy, you know, and how it's already perfectly formulated for us. So he went and bought everything he needed and bought, I don't know how many bottles of this and bottles of that, and took this many of this one and this many of this one, this many of that one, and then he says, I would run out of one and I'd have to go get another one so that, because this one would run out before that one. It was a mess, right? And a lot of money, and a lot of pills. And so finally he says, hey, give me that one. His wife was already taking it. His son was already taking it. Yet he wanted to make his own, you know. I think he had actually come across, and I'll share it because we're distributors, and I know you're guests here, but these are things you're going to encounter. He ran across the Google Lazy Man article that said, you know, it's $1 whatever cents for one pill when you can make, you know, take it over here for 40 cents or whatever he figured. No. So, you know, I actually, when you hear of people saying they want to make their own, I got to experience one of my own distributors' husbands do that until finally he gave it, and he was like, that's it. One pill. I love it. You know, so. But that's why we say, you want to take them or you want to have your body make them. We know that it is a scientific breakthrough. We know that this is, you know, thank you, Dr. McCord and Dr. Talbot, you know, expressing to us and helping us understand that this is where science and medicine is going, and I think those of us in healthcare know that. Our 6 patents, BSCG approved and NSF certified. Here you would just maybe mention, they sometimes talk about, they mention Lance Armstrong a lot, and you know, when you talk about that being BSCG, you know, the cyclist who had all his gold medals taken away from him because of the drugs, you know, that they found in his system, and that's why it was enhancing. So can you imagine, had he known about Protandim, where he would be today? So again, what is Protandim? It is an NRF2 synergizer. You're absolutely right to say it's a supplement. It is the best thing that makes our body create what it needs. Do we want, and I love this picture. Thank you, Vince Como. Actually, I got this like PowerPoint that we got from him in Rio. And he has this awesome picture of a little kiddo holding a little bucket with water, you know, to kind of simulate what direct antioxidants are, the ones that we're used to in juices, foods, and vitamins, and you're kind of just a little chorrito, like they say in Spanish, you know, just a little pour, a little pour. Or do we want this over here? Do we want to feel this, you know that this is happening inside our body? We're not going to feel it, but we know it's happening, Because you've got a 1-to-1 ratio over here, or do you want 1 to 1 million per second, every second going on in your body? From now and, you know, forever. I can't imagine me personally ever going a day, you know, in my life without taking Protandim anymore. It has been amazing. The 5 ingredients, you know, that is key. And that's why I was saying, some people say, well, I already cook with turmeric, you know. But milk is so we know what. It's detoxifying the liver. Turmeric, it is for anti-inflammatory. Green tea, of course, it increases our metabolism and it's an antioxidant. Ashwagandha, our wonderful sacred herb from India, you know, which has anti-tumor properties. And of course, my favorite as a therapist is the Bacopa for my mental clarity. You know, yes, and perfectly combined for us. So, any questions? Yes? No? Of course, for those of us that like to do our research, I know I was one of them. We want to make sure that you go and we guide our guests and our people to the correct places to do their research. I mean, our tax dollars pay for this. This is, you know, the National Institute of Health, PubMed.gov, where you can go to find all of the peer-reviewed research that has been done on our particular product. Also, if you want to look up Protandim, make sure you're going to Google Scholar, not just regular Google. I mean, they discredit Jesus, you know, for God's sakes, and Mother Teresa on Google, they say doesn't exist, and of course we know otherwise, so unfortunately anyone can put anything on Google. And then these, of course, are some of the universities that have studied our product. Really exciting is why we're here today to learn about this wonderful facial regimen. It came from the studies done at LSU on skin cancer. So we're, you know, very excited about that. And you can also find those articles and the results of those articles and research done on PubMed. Any questions? I'm going kind of fast because I want to get to the fun stuff, to the facial stuff. But I really feel that it's very crucial that we share this with you because the word is getting out. You know, we have a 10-year contract with Real Salt Lake soccer team, which is exciting. You know, what is one of the biggest sports in our country is soccer, football, soccer. We are on Xbox, FIFA 15, and for a limited time, when the endorsement initially took place, we were on Pepsi cans, and I actually have one in my home. I'm excited. And you had one, and somebody drank yours.
My husband was very upset.
So it's going to be big. This.
You have the can.
Yes, that's all that matters. I told you have the can. Please say you have the can.
I think so.
Okay. But
Where did you get it? What? The can with the...
No, there was one upline who came, and I think she brought like 4, and then we were lucky to get.
We were blessed to
Yeah.
get one. Yes, it was one of our uplines from Utah, actually.
It's Carol Barton.
It was
Yeah.
Carol Barton from Utah. She came down and
Sister Laura.
yeah, Laura's sister. So she blessed us with a Pepsi can. Yes. And then of course here are some more where we've seen it. You know, Sanjay Gupta, Chasing Life, has talked about oxidative stress, and of course we have been on PBS. Dr. Oz, you know, Montel Williams is a huge endorser of oxidative stress, and if you ever get to watch him, when you just kind of, you can YouTube him, and he says, you mean I need to take 365 oranges to get the same results as one pill? Sold! Like, he's, you know, that's all he needed. You know, and he is a huge advocate for it, for MS, and so that's huge for him. You know, on Dr. Phil, we've had Donny Osmond, and you know, they're talking about how he's always walking around like a chicken without a head and just going, running. And he says, I have a secret. And Dr. Phil says, what do you mean you have a secret? I love it when I watched it. And he's like, I've known you all these years. You never told me about your secret. So, and then of course, our most exciting, our primetime video that we love to share that you guys got to see. So, and then of course I added this because I know that last time we didn't cover any of this, but we let you know you have options. Once you've been introduced to this product and our wonderful line and our wonderful energy drink, you know, we actually don't even like to, yes, we call it an energy drink, but it's brain food. And you have